Welcome to the Astronaut Arcade Podcast, where your space hosts Andromeda, Cowboy, Ranger, and Native Raider share stories, tips, and the latest information on anything video game related. Today, we're going to be discussing Skyrim. You know, everybody loves Skyrim. So now, without further ado, let's begin the countdown to launch. What's up, guys? How are y'all doing today?
You talking to
I'm
us or you
good.
talking to the listeners? Oh,
You.
I'm good. We're gonna go into work today, and I don't have to now, so I'm here.
That's always nice. I was out there this morning pulling the valve cover and the front cover off my Expedition so I can do timing chain on it. Hasn't been a fun day. Been a lot of work. I'm tired. How about you, Ranger?
I'm awake. I'm here. I almost
Well.
broke my hand on Wednesday, and then let's see. I've had roughly 6 hours of time to play video games this week, and I've played maybe an hour's worth of video games, just because things kept coming up or whatever. So I got up today. I went to work.
I feel you. It's one of those weekends. It's been raining here all week. I don't know how it's been where y'all are, but it's just been one of those dreary weeks here that it's just kind of brought out that melancholy in everybody.
Yeah, I think your rain's supposed to be coming up here. It's supposed to storm or something today or tomorrow or something like that.
We're still pretty dry out here.
No fun.
You live in a
Yeah,
That's
but
what I was
don't you
about to
live in
say.
the desert?
I do, yes.
You get rain, it's a blessing.
We do get rain that comes in, and when it does rain out here, though, it's hard rain. It's like monsoon type rains that come through, and and since it's desert, it's like compacted dirt, which water expels from it. Like it doesn't. You would think it's super dry that it would just soak right in. Wrong. Like it just floods everywhere. Like
Nope.
It makes no sense, but it does at the same time, kind of thing.
I remember
I mean, you get those little dust clouds that
If I
pop
remember
up.
correctly, you specifically live in the high desert of SoCal.
That is correct.
So doesn't that mean that it doesn't actually flood? It just trickles away because you're in the high part of the desert?
No, not so much. We're not like at a peak to where it just trickles down the hill. Like it's almost like a plateau. Like you go up the hill on the 15, right? And then everything's kind of elevated, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah. Big plateau of land.
The drainage in California sucks. Now, when I lived out in there, when I lived in Fontana, the whole time I lived there, it rained one time. It rained all of 10 seconds, and then it never rained again. I was like, what the hell kind of weather is this? But y'all got that Texas heat and then Colorado winters every single day. The 90-degree heat and the 40-degree nights. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It was always awful. And then the Santa Ana winds, oh my God. When I remember I was walking to school one day, and it's a mile walk to school. It took me almost 2 hours to get there because of the wind. I couldn't walk forward because the wind kept just blowing me back. And I was late to school, and they're like, "Why are you late?" I was like, "I couldn't walk. The wind wouldn't let me move."
Yeah.
And at that time, I was all like maybe 120 pounds, and I just couldn't force my way through it. I don't miss California at all.
It's definitely not for everybody, man. Feel that. Oh, I was just
Every night it was gunshots or fire.
And that's a beautiful melody to go to sleep to, Why not?
Just a
Exactly.
Yeah, and the sirens.
All right. Well, just a little update on everything so far. We do have our Astronaut Arcade podcast giveaway going on right now between now and December, the end of December. On January 1st, we're going to be doing our drawing. We are going to be giving away a beautiful Astronaut Arcade themed Xbox or PlayStation controller, depending on the winner. And we will also be doing, in December, a special episode called Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, where we are going to be giving away something to be determined. Haven't decided yet. We haven't really had the time to discuss it, but we know we're going to do it. It's just a matter of getting to that point. It'll be a game show. Whoever has the top 4 ticket holders currently for the giveaway will be invited onto the show and participate in a Christmas-themed game
How many
show.
tickets have we given out so far?
We have given out 31 tickets so far. It's impressive. I think we ended up giving out like 8 in just a few hours at one point. So, yeah, it's going great. I'd love to see more. Love to get more people invited. Hey guys, if y'all join, all you have to do is show that you're following the Astronaut Arcade podcast, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, or iHeartRadio, and you will receive a ticket for this giveaway. And every new member that you invite into the server after that, you'll get another ticket for. And if they follow, you get another ticket for that. So,
do you have any idea what our current leaderboard is?
Yes, our current leaderboard, we have Miss PeepyPipe in first place with 9 tickets. We have Gilded Rose in second place with 6 tickets. And we have, I believe, Rodimus Productions. Yep, Rodimus Productions in second place with
Third place?
3 tickets. Third place. I misspoke. Don't yell at me, Ranger. I'm sensitive. But yeah, it's just going really well. We also have a new chat that we opened up in the server, the Mechanics Chatter, where you can join me, Beef, and others in discussing anything automotive related. We love to hear it. Come talk to me. I love talking cars. I build them every day. I used to build them every day. Now I do it for myself. And
yeah, I specifically wanted to
all
make the chatter channel because we have the current vehicle projects channel, but it just, to me, it felt different. Like I didn't want to direct people to vehicle projects for just generic, chatter. Yeah,
conversation. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I made that vehicle projects chat, so we could have somewhere for people to post their photos of their project cars or motorcycles, stuff like that. You'll see my Trans Am in there and my motorcycle in there. Whenever I finish this expedition, it'll probably be in there. And a new project I am about to start in memory of my grandfather who recently passed, which, if you don't know, listeners, is why I haven't been here lately. I've been dealing with family stuff. But in memory of my grandpa, I'm going to be building a mud truck. My grandpa was big in mud truck racing growing up here, and mud drags is a big thing here in South Texas. We have mud drag tracks all over. And so, yeah, I wanted to build a mud truck in his honor, name it Wildfire Jr. as a kind of memorial. So that's going to be started. I already have the engine for it. I just got to find the truck. I'm looking for like an 80s model Chevy short bed pickup, single cab. Any of you listeners out there know where I can find one reasonably priced? Doesn't matter if it has an engine. Don't matter if it has a transmission. Just hit me up.
I'm sure you can find one in the continental U.S. somewhere.
Oh yeah, I've been looking. I found a couple. Man, right now with vehicle prices the way they are, people still want gold. I was looking at one, no motor, no transmission. The guy wants $8,000 for it, and I'm like, come on.
I saw
really?
like a 86 or 87 Camaro pop up on my Facebook marketplace, and I looked at it because I was like, $2,000 sounds really cheap, and no, it's $2,000 with holes in all of the bumpers and holes in the doors and no engine. And I was like, who wants to pay $2,000 for a tuna can that's been punctured?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll do that for an older car, but I went to school for classic car restoration. So I can do sheet metal body work, welding, engine building. I can do interior, all of that. I went to school for that when I was 20 in Ohio. Another place I would never want to live.
I'm thinking about adding a channel
and
to the Discord specifically for all of the things Cowboy has gone to school for and what he has achieved and worked like company he's worked for in his lifetime.
that's going to be a long list.
It could be
I've done a lot of things. Like I can honestly say I have lived a very good life. I have made a lot out of myself with what I was given growing up, and I worked very hard. And now I'm working on my next achievement of becoming a lawyer. So
Native might need your junior law assistance over in the Power World podcast at some point.
I always need law assistance. I gotta keep somebody on retainer. A lot of haters out there.
To be fair, I might need
to.
Give me 6 years.
6 years. I'll be in prison by that time, bro. Come on now. Oh, half my sentence will be served.
Speaking of, how did the Raiders fare last week? I forgot to ask you on Power World podcast.
I don't remember. No.
Do you not remember, or do you not want to say?
It's whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about the Texans' performance either. Jesus.
They just kept shooting themselves in the foot, man. It's so irritating. Like, it is so irritating because there's like so much potential there. And it was, the Chiefs, and it's just like, come on, guys. Like, what are you doing? And it was a winnable game, but they just want to just do stupid things that cause penalties that just push you back and then give them another opportunity. And yeah,
PeepyPipe in your
we need a
DMs that day.
We need a quarterback. But you know what? We'll worry about that tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow's Sunday, and it's gonna be a sad day.
See how it goes.
Was PeepyPipe in your DMs that day? Last week,
I saw a few things, about the Chiefs. Now, whatever. Not even tripping.
Another new thing we have on the server. So I set up our Discord server to have a new type of welcome message. Whenever you join, you'll see a new custom welcome message. I plan on growing that eventually as we get to a larger server. But we're not quite there yet. But for now, I think it looks really cool. I set up a premium account for our Discord, and I think it looks great. It's got our logo in it. It welcomes you to the server. Nice little message. So yeah, be cool. Not the generic little rubber ducky Tweety bird looking thing that pops up saying hi. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at on the server. Ranger, you got anything you want to add from there?
I don't think so. Honestly, I'm struggling to come up with questions of the day, and I keep forgetting about it. My bad.
Yeah, sadly, we ran out of questions for the day, so definitely send us some questions. If you are not on our Discord server and for some reason you just don't want to join our Discord server, we do have comments open now on the podcast on Spotify. So you can absolutely go in there, and if you have a question, just comment the question in there. We check it out. I check those pretty regularly just to make sure we have it. I know who's saying what. Just so if somebody badmouths us, I know where you live, and I'll come find you.
So I was talking about questions of the day, not questions for the hosts.
Oh yeah, either way,
I guess.
Questions of the day.
Oh, and
yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
I guess that's fair. If you guys have a
Discord.
question of the day that you want us to put out there, you can put that in the show feedback or in the notes or the comments on Spotify or on YouTube or whatever.
I got a question of the day. Who would win in a fight? Doom Guy or Master Chief?
I don't even know who Doom Guy is.
I don't either, but Master Chief always wins.
Master Chief doesn't lose.
Nah, I don't know. That's a tough question, but if y'all have an answer for that question, go ahead and post it in the chat.
Master Chief fell from high altitude, almost space, all the way down to the planet, and then got up like nothing had happened, and went to go slay out some aliens. He never loses.
What about an army of Master Chiefs versus an army of Space Marines. They're
Master
kind of
Chiefs.
similar, right? They're both
Master
kind of
Chiefs.
a Marine, yeah, and they're like bred for combat.
I'm on the side that Doom guy would win.
Who is this
That's
Doom
just
guy
me.
you speak of, sir?
From Doom,
Doom guy.
Doom guy or Doom Slayer. He's been called both, but yeah, he's the
He kinda
main
looks like
guy
Master
from
Chief. He's got like
the
Master Chief
Doom
helmet.
games. Mm-hmm. Just been out a lot longer.
So out of curiosity, do you guys have anything like new in gaming? Like, what are you guys been up to in gaming, or like what are you into right now, or what are you looking at like on the horizon?
I have honestly just been playing a lot of Pal World with my downtime. I don't have much downtime because schoolwork takes forever. But in my downtime, I've been working on Pal World on the Xbox server for Pal World Podcasts. Go check them out. It's definitely fun. I need more people on that server,
But
so
they're
I'm not
checking us
alone all
out
the time.
right now. We are here.
That's true. But yeah, I need more people on that Xbox server. I have a lot of stuff. If you need free supplies, just come hit me up because I have more supplies than I can do anything with now at this point. Like, every time I go to build something, I max out how much I can make. And then by the time I'm done making it, I already have replenished that amount of supplies. So I can't really. I had to make extra boxes for everything. Like, I have a whole room of just boxes for everything. So yeah, if you join, just come hit up Cowboy for supplies. I have a sign outside my house that says Cowboy's not so humble abode.
I like it. For me, I've been playing a lot of excuse me, sorry. Playing a lot of Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, and Throne and Liberty. It's basically been split in between these two.
Ooh.
And live update, I'm fishing right now, and I just caught another fish. Yeah, it was a nice fish. It was a good size. I could feed the family with it. And it got me to level 6, so now I'm a seasoned angler. I got that title just unlocked right now. Yeah, well, I get what was talking. So, yeah, been split between these two games. Really, nothing else.
Man, do y'all remember that old fishing game? You had like a little fishing rod controller and you like flick it out, you could reel it and everything. Back, man, I was young.
I know what you're talking about.
Probably be late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, he was young
I
then,
don't know, there's
Native.
a lot of different ones. Me too. He's talking about early 2000s. I was in diapers probably.
Am I the youngest one here now?
I think you're older than me.
And
Oh,
Yeah, you're
Ranger's
I'm
older than
31.
me, so I guess I'm the middle child now. All of a sudden, I like it.
Damn it, I'm still the oldest one here.
Native's just lying to you.
Oh, native. Nah, we'll just native. We'll age him by his demeanor. So
You can age him by the stripe of white in his beard.
It's
it's
a rare disease. Okay, I'm kind of sensitive about it. It's not gray hair. Okay,
it's a birth.
Yeah,
it's a
bro.
birthmark.
It's a birthmark. Like, sensitive about that subject. I don't know why you keep bringing it up, but
Oh, me too. Every time I find one, I know it's bad, but I pull them out.
I've been getting gray since I was like 16.
I
found my first gray, like 15, 16 years old. I was like, oh,
me
no.
too.
But then I also kind of like it, bro. You gotta rock it, In a way, I feel like you earn them. So,
yeah, it's
passage.
My mom and my dad both, they had gray hair by their early 20s. They had grays, and so I'm like, nah, well, I'm going to try to hide them as long as I can. At least until I get a nice little strip like you got, then it's okay. But if you have just a random one or two here and there, it doesn't work out the same.
I'm just looking forward to the time that I can play Santa Claus when it's like full white,
Yeah, oh yeah, full white, long
silver
beard,
fox, bro. I'll be a silver fox one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
Almost grade or
got that 6-pack ab.
Almost
and the
dyed
long
my
beard.
hair like a platinum. I've never dyed my hair before, but I was like, you know what? I've never dyed my hair. It'd be kind of cool to do. My wife was like, "Oh my god, that would look so good on you," blah blah blah, And I was like, I should try it. And then I like looked up a YouTube video because I was gonna just go buy it, from the store or whatever. Bro, it is not that simple. Like with black hair, you have to like, I guess, bleach it, and it's like, like the video I watched, it was like the video itself wasn't 8 hours, but like the whole process was like 8-hour process. I was like, I'm not sitting there with that stuff in my hair. Like, it's not happening.
So, when I was a freshman in college, it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I decided to dye my hair pink. And not just my hair, I did my beard, my eyebrows, my mustache, everything. It was a terrible, terrible idea. really, really bad idea. And I had forgot that I had a choir recital that week, like 2 days after I dyed it. And yeah, my choir director was pissed. He's like, I showed up. He's like, "No, you're dyeing that before the concert."
Have you ever dyed your hair there?
He's
Ranger?
like, "You're fixing that."
I have. There's a very embarrassing photo of me on Facebook
Oh,
with bleached blonde hair and a red mohawk.
I gotta see this. The community has to see it.
100 listens on this podcast, and I'll find that picture and upload it for y'all on this episode.
A Ranger with
I'll
a
find it.
mohawk, bro. I just picture you like with your beard and everything like that, and your stature, like you just look like a Viking, like warrior, you know,
Oh, I
with
was
a
I was
mohawk.
16.
I don't care. You still had a beard. Oh snap! Yes. Aw.
Wait, did
Yeah,
he
you showed
did
it
he
in
share
camera
it?
right now, bro. That actually looks. It looks like fire.
Oh,
with
that's
the bleach
awesome.
and
I love it.
bring it back. Bring it
That's
back.
absolutely dope, though. For real.
It was really sucky when it faded
Mm.
because it because of the blonde underneath it. It was very, very pink.
Would you, as like a challenge, maybe for donations to you or a charity or something like that? Would you do that again?
If someone is giving me money for any reason, I'll pretty much do whatever they ask me to do.
Damn. I'll be in your DMs later, good sir. Just kidding. That would be cool though. I want to see you do it again.
That's awesome. Oh.
As far as gaming,
Excuse me.
for me, it's been a lot of nothing. Gotten very brief amounts of time to play. The most I've played in one sitting was last week because I got a chance to sit down and play Power World for a couple hours and do a stream. So that was like the most gaming I've done, and it really sucks because I've got like 4 or 5 different games that I want to play or that are on the horizon for me. So I really wanted to play the Destiny Rising Alpha. That's the Destiny phone game that they just came out with, or I guess they're coming out with, but I didn't get a code, sadly.
Oh, yeah. HD Tech
Yeah.
just did a
Yeah,
stream
I
of
was in
that.
there with them.
It's still an alpha right now, or
Yeah, it's an alpha.
oh, okay.
It's really cool though. The subclasses work differently. So from what I saw of what HD was doing, subclasses are based off of your artifact weapon that you use. So like the first one you get is like a sword, and it's a solar sword. So think like warlock, Sunsinger, but instead of flying around like they do, you're kind of on the ground and using the sword like a sword.
Mm.
Supposedly there's a scythe. I saw that in the alpha trailer. There's a scythe, which is pretty cool. I was really looking forward to that, and I didn't get one, so that was a bummer. But then I got the Monster Hunter Wilds beta this weekend that I'm probably not going to get a chance to play. I've got it downloaded, so maybe, who knows. And then
You know, I watched that Monster Hunter movie
it was
with Mila
okay.
Jovovich. It was very just
It was not.
okay.
It was just
They are supposedly in talks for the sequel still, though.
if they do it better, cool. If not, leave it alone.
Yeah, right. I'm in agreement with that. Like, you know, seeing a bigger name like Ron Perlman in there,
Yeah,
that's cool. But beyond that, like, I don't know. I'm really with you. Like, it was like not what I expected.
it could have been better. Oh, have you guys ever heard of Wild Hearts?
Sounds really familiar.
So it came out, I want to say a couple years ago now, but it was a Monster Hunter, but not Monster Hunter game. So imagine if you took the building and the crafting for Power World and you smacked it with Monster Hunter. That's what it is. So you have to build your own traps and contraptions and like vehicles and stuff, but then you go and slay out monsters and things.
I'm gonna look into that.
It is on sale right now until November 11th for 75% off. So normally it's like $60 and the DLC is $20. Right now you can get both for $23. It's the only reason I'm going to be able to get it.
Something to check out, guys. Give it a look. Let us know what you think about it. We might even end up doing an episode on it if enough people are interested. So, as we said in the intro, today we're talking about Skyrim. Ranger, what's some fond memories you have of Skyrim?
Oof. The first time I completed the story, like the main story, that was pretty cool. After that, the next fond memory after that is going to be when I started playing with mods, because it really changed the game. And I played, before I got a PC that I could actually play it on with mods, I played on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and then a little bit of PC before I got mods. So like I probably have 16 to 20 characters that I've made and played through, and 4 or 5 of them have funky mods. For any of you who know Naruto, there was a mod that I had found that turned a lot of the spells into jutsu, and that was fun. I really like that one. Yeah, that's probably my top favorites. Is the first time I completed the main story, and when I started playing with mods like the Goofy mod that really changed.
So we found out today that Native has never played Skyrim, and so good thing we're talking about this episode. You know, he can learn a little bit about it, and maybe we can convince him to give it a shot. He said he did play Elder Scrolls Online, which we all know is not the same thing. Kind of sucks. Not worth the subscription. Definitely no Final Fantasy 14.
Skyrim's a single player game, or is that multiplayer?
Almost worth the money.
Like I know Elder Scrolls.
It's a single player.
See, that's not. So there's no PvP.
Oh, that does bring. Okay, sorry to divert from topic. Native, you said you would try Monster Hunter if they ever announced PvP.
Yeah.
They've just announced Monster Hunter Wilds goes full live. There's going to be either an update or PvP is going to be in there first as soon as it's full.
Okay, then it looks like I might be jumping into another game. All right, because
Yeah,
Monster Hunter always sounded pretty cool when I've seen like videos of it and stuff like that. It's like, oh, that's cool, but where's? I need more than just PvE content, like
Yeah.
it, because to me it's like the ultimate end game, right? Like you can finish everything, and then like the ultimate end game is really specking out your build, your equipment, your monsters, I guess maybe in that instance, to go dominate.
Yeah, I still want to play Monster Hunter. I've never played it before. Seems like it'd be an interesting game though. I'm really bad. If I buy a new game, I am going to devote too much time to it. Like I really will. I will get lost in it. I will miss schoolwork, and I can't do that. So once I get out of school this fall for the winter break, then I'll probably start a game or something. I have so much going on with D&D once this semester ends, though. I don't know. It's going to be tough. My schedule is crazy.
Yeah,
but one of the things...
I have the other
Go
issue
ahead.
of that. I have gaming paralysis. So if I get one too many games that I'm interested in playing, I look at my screen and I can't choose which one to play. So I end up like turning on Twitch or Netflix or something.
I do that when it comes to watching shows. I'll scroll through and I'll be like, I want to watch this, but I also want to watch this, but I also want to watch this. Which one do I want to watch? And then I'll end up just watching something I've watched 100 fucking times.
I've had a problem with that for the longest time, especially when me and the wife are getting ready to lay down, throw on some Netflix or something, like let's watch something we haven't seen, and then it's just, scrolling for an hour, like, oh, that kind of looks good, but you always think, well, maybe there's something better on this next page or this next list. Yeah.
Yep, always
Then
the
you
next
lose where
page.
you were when you found the thing you thought was interesting, and you have to go back and scroll some more, and you can't find it.
I've been doing better about it
And then
though,
you give
because
up.
there's a thing on Netflix that has list. You can add it to your list or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been using that lately. So it's pretty cool. I just was watching one this morning called Street Foods, and I love watching cooking anything, and it was really good. I
Mhm.
recommend it, and you guys check it out. The first episode's all about LA and tacos and deliciousness.
I love the barbecue cook-off.
I've been wanting to watch Meat Eater. I was about to say Man Eater. Meat Eater. Have you guys ever seen that? I heard a lot of good things about it. It's a guy, I guess he goes hunting in like Alaska or something like that. And then he, I guess, carves it up, like butchers it and cooks a course with it. So it's kind of like a hunting / cooking thing. That sounds
They
really
don't
interesting.
show any of the
Hmm.
actual hunting part. He says what
Oh,
he's
they
going
don't?
out for, and then they skip over all the hunting process and come back with, all
Mm.
right, I got some.
Got it. But is it good though?
Well, that's lame.
Mm,
It's all right.
it's more focused. It is definitely a cooking show. It's more focused on the actual cooking of the meat.
Mm.
So it's okay. It depends on what kind of mood you're in.
So, one of my memories of Skyrim, actually, the thing I did the most when I played Skyrim was the blacksmith glitch, where you could jump over the wall and go around and go under the blacksmith and rob him every day. So I did that all the time. I would just keep going back and keep stealing the stuff I'd sell him, then I'd go sell it back to him, make more money, and then go back and steal it. And I just kept doing that over and over again until I could craft everything I wanted to. And yeah, that was one of the things I did so often. Um, I would also jump off cliffs randomly just to see if I could, try to survive. If I could find a way to jump off cliffs and
It's
survive.
called a horse.
Yeah, but I wanted to achieve it as the character. Never happened.
Sweaty almost jumped off of a
Um,
cliff during our D&D session, but he didn't. That's good. And I tried to glitch the boss. You're talking about glitches? I tried to glitch the boss in D&D. I asked the DM if I could revivify on this dragon that we just killed, and we already kind of chopped him up a bit. And if I can revivify him and then kill him again for more loot. He said no, after he laughed a lot.
Yeah. It's a nice attempt, though. I mean,
And somebody's like, oh, what is this, a boss checkpoint you got going here? How the hell, yeah.
See, at least he was nice enough to just tell you,
Art.
no, that's not going to work. Because I'm not that nice. Had you asked me that as a DM, I would have said, you can most certainly try.
Mhm.
I would
Well,
have
we're
let
new,
you
so
waste
I think he's
your...
taking it easy on us, too.
I do that with my players a lot. I'll be like, you can
I
try.
would have let you waste your
I won't let you
components.
learn.
I would do that.
So, my DM in the campaign I'm in after this recording, we're finally picking it back up. We've been out for 2 weeks, and then I did one session, and I was out 2 weeks before that. But one of the things we did, or he had us do, we're in a place now, and we're fighting copies of ourselves. And the other two guys that are with me there, they weren't too bad to fight, because I could tank through both of them with my character. But then we had to fight my character, and my character's a fighter barb that can pretty easily be revived. And also, I have dozens and dozens of fireball scrolls in my inventory. So thankfully, he didn't use any of them because he could have easily just wiped us out. My character, he's a fighter bar, but he's also stupidly obsessed with magic, even though he can't really use it. So we found a spell book, and I had a wizard just copy down and make me scrolls of all the spells, and I'll just randomly cast a scroll during the fight. And so yeah, and then on top of that, I have 2 bags of tricks, which allow me to summon 3 animals out of each one of them, so I can have 6 animals out at the same time. And some of those are kind of a pain in the ass. So it's a lot of fun. We're picking that back up today. Hopefully, we're going to be fighting a boss today.
We are really struggling with staying on topic this time.
Yes, we are. We went from TV to movies to D&D, and now we're going back to Skyrim.
So, what would you say is like, how would you describe the game, and like, what's the main objective?
So, Skyrim, you start out as a prisoner and all that crap, and you just kind of turn yourself into a hero of sorts.
I mean, you don't have to
And
be a hero.
the best way I could you don't have to be a hero. You can be whatever the hell you want to be. I mean, but basically the easiest way I could describe Skyrim is you play a guy who does what the hell he wants, and 9 times out of 10 you get away with it. That's pretty much the best way. I mean, you get to kill dragons and steal some powers, and you get to pretty much do whatever the hell you want. Once you get to a certain level in the game, nobody can fuck with you.
Yeah.
So
And there's also a main story. It is a single player game, and it does have a mainline
It
story. But so Native, this might be something that you might find like. I know you're not a single player kind of gamer, but one of the cool things about Skyrim is that you can have. I think I've probably had like 50 different side quests alongside of the main storyline at one time, and that's while like actively completing them. So you can have. I think there's probably a number on the internet. So before I say something stupid, let me just go ahead and look.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that, especially with me, I like doing side quests first. So then by the time you get to the main storyline, you're so over leveled and overpowered that the main storyline gets a little drab at some points. But then you catch up and it's okay.
So there's 273 different quest lines in Skyrim.
Damn.
So it would keep you busy. Like
it might drive me crazy because I want to complete everything type, playthrough.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. I like the 100% games I play.
Mm.
That's the reason why I'm playing Power World again, is because I'm no longer 100%. So I have to go back, since they've added so much stuff. I have to go back and get back to 100%.
What about the classes and races? Because I know isn't there quite a few in this game when it comes to races and classes, as opposed to like your other RPGs. Or
so it's very similar to Throne and Liberty in the fact that there's no class. It's not a class system. You have a skill linked to whatever weapons you're using, like whatever types of weapons. It's a little bit more loose. So like, how Throne and Liberty has specific mastery levels for specific weapons.
Mm.
So Skyrim has effectively mastery and skill trees for types of weapons. So like you have your one-handed, which is like your regular swords and daggers and like single-hand maces and stuff like that. Then you have your two-handed, which is for your battle axes, your broadswords, and stuff like that you would use two hands for. And then they also have a tree for your bow, for using bows. So that's kind of how the quote unquote class system works. There's actually a lot of cool videos out there for developing a character that is like has a name. One of which I really liked was the Wraith. So essentially, your character has the ability to speak in the language of dragons and imbue those words with power. So the way the Wraith works is you have a bow. It's a very specific bow. It's an artifact in the game. It shoots, I think, 25% faster or something like that than regular bows. And what you do is you use one of these dragon words to slow down time. And so everything is effectively frozen in time, but you can still move as the player, and you have this bow that shoots 25% faster. So you shoot 3 or 4 arrows at somebody's head, you move to the next guy, shoot 3 or 4 arrows at their head, and you see the arrows leave the bow, and they're slowly moving in the time while everybody else is still frozen. And then whenever the spell ends, everybody dies because they all get hit with like 4 or 5 arrows in the head.
That's kind of cool. I was looking it up. It said something about like the signs, and there's class archetypes.
Yeah.
Like it said, a warrior, mage, and a thief.
Yeah.
And like it says that they all can be kind of summed up within one of those things.
Yeah. So the skill trees, the warrior skill tree is going to develop. There's 3 stones that enhance your development of your skill trees. One of them is the thief stone. You have the warrior stone, the mage stone. The warrior one increases XP gains from your armor. So like when you take damage, your armor level increases, which basically is like you're learning how to use the armor more effectively. It does your smithing. It does your weapons. And then the mage one does all your magic. And your thief skills cover poisons and potions, and they cover lockpicking, sneaking around, pickpocketing, all that kind of stuff. And then there's 3 specific ones that are halves, and it's cool how it looks because it's like you're on like a astral plane, and you have your sections, right? Your mage, your warrior, and your thief sections. And there's one in the dividing part of all of those sections. And for I want to say for warrior and mage, the divider is enchanting, so it allows you to enchant your weapons and your gear. And the one for mage and thief is your alchemy, so it allows you to make your potions and things like that.
Potions and poisons, I would assume.
Yeah.
Can you build into all three, or no?
You can.
You gotta,
it's not feasible. So you have enough. You have skill points up until you reach level 100, and then you're capped out for levels, so you don't get any more skill points. So it's usually best to like pick a quote unquote class and like a direction for where you want to build your character. So like if you're building a character, let's go with your character in D&D. You're playing a what are you playing again?
A druid.
A druid. So you would be a magic and warrior fusion class, right? So you pick whatever weapon you're using, and you start leveling up that tree. You pick your favorite type of magic, and you start leveling up that tree. And then like anything extraneous beyond that, you would start picking and choosing where you want to be and how you want to level those skills.
Okay. It does sound interesting. And the whole 100 cap, it reminded me, because I just did this yesterday on Throne and Liberty, how you have, once you reach that max level, right now it's 50, you have 100 points to use for your skill specializations, right? So like all your abilities that you have from the two weapons you pick, your primary, your secondary weapon, you can basically take those abilities, and there's a tree around it that you can buff into, and there's only 100 points as max. And I was googling it yesterday. I was like, how do I get more of these points? I didn't realize it was a max thing. And then I was like, oh, okay, so I'm maxed out. So you have to like sit there and really build craft, and I kind of like that element. And what you're saying in Skyrim is kind of similar to where you have that, and you're just going to tweak and try different things, and that's what I was doing yesterday. I spent like probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half, like not even playing the game. I was just redoing like abilities and all that for my two weapons, and trying to doing my button mapping, changing that, like trying to make it more efficient as possible, and prepare myself for like PvP action. So it's kind of cool. I like that Skyrim is similar into that aspect.
Yeah. And then as far as races go, there's what? Cowboy, do you know how many there are exactly?
Off the top,
I want to say like 10.
No,
I saw 18, but that could be like maybe old stuff too, or a bunch of different ones. I don't know. I know there's the cat people.
Yeah,
What's the cat people called? Yeah,
the
bro.
Khajiit.
Them little leopard boys over there. I like it. I like those. When I played ESO, that's the first thing I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna make this one.
There's 10 races in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Or 10 playable races.
There's a dragon one too, right? Like a dragon looking type
It's
race?
more it's less dragon. They do look kind of dragony, but they're less dragon, more lizard. And to me, at least in video games, there's a distinction there. Dragon implies like potential to have some kind of breath weapon or wings or something like that. And these guys are more like lizards. Like they have a good swim speed and stuff like that.
That sounds interesting.
The Argonians, they're lizard people. They're kind of Skyrim's take on a Dragonborn. I guess would be the best way to put it. But they can't call it the Dragonborn because your character is the Dragonborn.
You guys ever heard of the lizard people conspiracy? That they're among us?
No. Yeah, I have, but no.
Maybe.
Don't want to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole,
bro. You never know. Somebody released them.
Like the crocodiles in the New York sewer.
Yes, but I don't believe that one. I don't believe that one, man, because I think there's turtles that are extremely trained in martial arts in the New York sewers that enjoy pizza.
Yeah, they keep all the crocodiles.
Their master is a rat, so I believe that one. I've seen documentaries on it.
I think I've heard that one. They're good at martial arts, but it's like they're also good at ninja arts.
Yeah.
And they're teenagers too.
Yeah, one's
From what I
kind
heard.
of a mean one. Like I was about to curse. I almost slipped up. One's kind of a bad guy, right? Or not a bad guy, but he's just to himself all the time and just kind of.
He's an
Yeah,
ass.
I think his favorite color is red. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't know how they're still teenagers. They've been down there for like 40 something years, but I guess
Yeah, I
turtles
mean,
age
turtles can live a long
differently.
time, right? So I guess their teenage years
Yeah, we know
is
sea turtles can
expanded.
live over 150 years. So
Turtles are cool. I want a turtle. I want a tortoise, rather. I know you got a turtle.
It's right there.
That should be your podcasting buddy. You should have him on your shoulder every time you podcast.
yeah, have a little turtle like a parrot
I
sitting on your
strap
shoulder.
him down,
You're
or he'd walk
familiar.
away.
Yeah, but it'd take him a little while to get to the edge. So you just move him back. Take another 30 minutes for him to get back there anyway.
Get like those things that people wear. They put their babies in front of them, like the reverse backpack
Oh
or whatever.
yeah.
Get like a little mini one created from you. Like I don't know, Etsy probably has it, and you can put your little turtle pouch in front of you, and he could just be sticking out with his arms up, just watching.
He might be eating my beard.
Put a little bit of lettuce hanging off of it or something. I don't know what they eat. They eat lettuce.
They can.
Yeah.
We buy the turtle feed from the store. That's like
Oh.
little pellets.
And the documentary that I watched, it was mostly pizza, so I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah. They do eat a lot of pizza.
Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and go to a quick intermission. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the music in Skyrim and maybe a little bit of some build crafting between me and Cowboy. And then we'll hit the ending of our show for the day.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everybody. So, like I was saying before break, Cowboy has all of the information on the music of Skyrim. Cowboy, why don't you give us the lowdown?
Putting me
Yes,
on the
I am.
spot. I love it. I love the pressure. Give me more. No. The music for Skyrim and most of the other Elder Scroll games were composed by Jeremy Soule. We won't go too much detail about him, but he has done quite a few games in the past. And one thing I love about his compositions for video games is they're real compositions. We don't have computer generated music. It's not something you make in Beats Labs or GarageBand. It's an orchestra. It's a real choir. It's a lot of hard work and time went into making this soundtrack. The soundtrack for Skyrim has 53 songs, and in total is about 2 hours and 45 minutes long. Can you imagine? Doing that? You got a group. You got a whole band up there, a whole orchestra. You got a choir up there, and how many days, weeks, months it took to rehearse every single one of these 53 songs, practice them, prepare for them. I mean, I'm sure, having been in choirs and bands in my life, it took a lot of time and a lot of work to get this down. We'll definitely be posting the link to the Spotify on our Discord channel. And we'll also include the link in the description for this
He
episode.
says that. I will try to remember to do
so
that.
definitely-
I'm not 100% certain I will remember that.
If he don't, I'll add it later. It happens. We've been having some issues with Spotify as of late. It's for some reason Spotify has been giving us trouble with uploading episodes. It's taking us a little longer than it used to. So it's kind of a back and forth between me and him right now, working on getting these episodes out on Spotify. I don't know if it's an issue with my account, if it's an issue with Spotify. But we are looking into that. So we do apologize that a few of our episodes have come out later than
So
we
mad.
originally planned.
this week because I sat down Monday night, like late Monday night, like 11:30 to make sure it got out before Tuesday, and it wouldn't load. And I was like, I had one good week. And now the podcast is gonna be out late again.
So, not a big deal. We'll still get these episodes out to y'all as we go. But like the Dragonborn theme, the main theme, and the one they fear theme, the boss theme, are two, in my opinion, two of the two great compositions that appear in gaming. Yeah, iconic would be a great word. I mean, you hear it, you know it.
Unless you're a native raider.
Unless you're native, but it's definitely, they definitely did a great job, and kudos to them. One of the cool things about the music for this game is it doesn't feel random. I know, me personally, I love to listen to the music of a game and see how it fits into what you're doing. When you enter a new area, you want that music to kind of reflect the area you're in. One of the things I love about Final Fantasy is they're great about that. You enter a market, the music sounds like you're in a market. You have a upbeat, music-y vibe, and there's some hustle and bustle to it, and I enjoy that. And that's one thing Elder Scrolls V Skyrim does well. The music suits what you're doing. You walk into a cave, the music's going to change. You walk near a boss, the music's going to change. When you climb the steps to the first, to get your first soul, your dragon soul, to get your first word of power, or your second. I think it's a second because you get the first one outside.
That depends on how you take the storyline.
How you take the story, but when you go up there to get the word of power from there, and kind of learn a little bit of the backstory of the Dragonborn, there's music just for that. There's music for that staircase. And I think that's really awesome. I can't say any more than that. They did a great job. So that's how I feel about the music.
It's a really good soundtrack, like just to listen to in the background if you're playing games.
I do also use some of these songs in my D&D campaigns. I think they're a great fit. I mean, they go right along with what you're doing. Skyrim in itself is a little D&D like, except not the dice rolling and all that, but the story and the fighting and everything. It really comes close to D&D.
One of the scariest things about the music is,
you
can be walking in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden the boss music starts playing.
Yeah, and a dragon comes out of nowhere, and you're like, what the hell?
The most ridiculous thing I've seen is I was walking. So I'm going to give a loose description for people who have never played, and I'm going to give a more detailed description for people who have played. So it's basically like a flat plain, very few trees, and there's a little bit more dangerous creatures out in the plain. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, it's right outside of Whiterun, that large open plain area.
Yeah, I remember that one.
You what?
Yeah. Whiterun? Yeah. It's one of my favorite spots in the game.
Yeah. I spend most of my time there too.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've probably spent hours upon hours there.
Yeah, that Orgrimmar, my two favorite spots for sure. Yeah. For the Horde. Sorry.
Yeah, but the craziest thing I saw was I was fighting a saber-tooth tiger. They're called saber cats, and then a bear showed up, and then I was running away, and I ran right into a giant, and then a dragon comes down out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just dead. I'm not even going to try and fight this. Something killed me, please.
Oh, getting hit by the giants is one of the worst things in the beginning of the game. You'll be running along, and a giant will pop up and just whack the hell out of you. And then you just go flying.
And native for you, being I'm sure you've never seen it, it is legitimately you go flying. Like they hit you,
yeah.
Your body basically crushes, and then bounces off the ground and shoots you into the stratosphere.
Damn.
Like your body is still flying when you respawn.
Yeah. Is there any kind of like gliders or anything like that, or parachutes or nothing like that? Nothing in that game.
Well, even if there were,
And it's
No,
Even
full
if
you
there
damage
were a
too,
totally
world
won't.
ladder,
obviously,
you would
right?
die. Like
Yeah.
getting hit by a giant. I'm pretty sure the only way to survive a giant hit is at like max level. But at that point,
Yeah, later in the game you can tank it,
you've taken
but
so much damage just getting hit that by the time you hit the
right,
ground, you
it,
die.
it still hurts.
Like, are they unkillable? Can you kill them?
Yeah.
They got good
Oh
loot?
yeah, it is. They're slow moving, so it's a lot of
Uh,
dodging and just attacking. That's mostly the
So is there
strategy
kind of
for
like
them.
a like
Just
Souls
dodge and
type
attack.
gameplay to it as well?
Nah,
Skyrim?
it's not that bad.
Not really. It's a lot easier
Okay.
than Souls games. Skyrim is not a difficult game by any means.
Unless you do something
Um,
that I've done personally. Cowboy, I'm sure you've done it too. So you can craft a iron dagger for effectively the same cost as the materials. So if you find a shopkeep that has the materials, you can craft infinite iron daggers and sell them back to them and get the materials essentially for free. You can do that all the way up until you max out your smithing at level 100, and you can do that within the first 2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, and that goes back to the glitch. You can jump over the wall, and that was the best way. And they did sorta fix the glitch, but you could still do it. It's just a little bit harder to get that perfect spot. But yeah, you would just go and you'd rob the blacksmith. You'd take all his gear. You'd go smith, and you'd sell him what you made, and then you'd go back. You'd jump off the wall back in through the glitch hole and go back outside the map. Go underneath them, rob them again, and just keep doing that till you hit level 100. You could do that in a few hours,
Now,
and then you could make
Sounds like
everything.
Well, so here's the issue with that, Native. And I know Cowboy has done this before because I did it too. Here's the issue: is if you hit level 100 smithing and level 100 speech, there's a skill for your speech, like talking to people, getting like persuading them and stuff. You've hit like level 65 or 70 as a character. You have a ton of skill points, but you have no combat skills at all. So you go to fight something, and the way the game works is the leveling system of the monsters is the same as yours. So say you hit level 60 or 70, the monsters are level 60 or 70.
So
you go into your first dungeon with no combat skills, level 60 or 70, and you die. You've locked yourself out of the game because you can't actually kill the things that you're trying to fight because you don't have the actual combat prowess.
Unless you talk your way out of it, right? I mean, if you get that speech, you know what I mean? Then you smooth talk your way out of somebody killing you or no?
Well, there's a lot of things you ain't talking your way out of in
Like,
Skyrim.
There's essentially this creature called a Draugr, is like a zombie. They're effectively zombies, and they don't talk. They at you.
It's just a different dialect, bro. You gotta get your speech up. Drauggr's one of the hardest to learn. I heard. It's right up there with Persian Farsi, maybe.
Yeah, and then one of the things I love to do on Skyrim, I love to piss off the guards.
That sounds awesome.
I would literally intentionally go up and steal something in front of a guard just so they would chase me. And then I'd kill the guard in front of another guard so that guard would chase me, and then I just
What's
also,
even
you got
funnier-
4 stars on your screen and there's helicopters chasing you down like some GTA.
Basically, because you can't. So once they target you, you can't fast travel and run away from them. So you have to legitimately just run away.
Yeah, you have to. So you don't get stars like GPA. You get a gold cost. How much it costs you to get out of it.
But that's where the speech comes into play. So like you can bribe guards to just pretend they never saw it.
Yeah.
Or you can intimidate them into thinking like, you're gonna murder them if they try to collect this bounty. Or
you go for my bounty, I'll kill you, your family, and your family's family.
Or you can persuade them peacefully to leave you alone.
Hey, just let me go. I'm such a nice boy.
Option, bro.
It's
you always go. You always go the violent option at some
It's
point.
boring, but it's still really funny when you murder somebody and your speech level is so high that you're just like, look, it was an accident. You watched me walk up to him and stab him. I was not aiming for him. Aiming at the post behind him. Sorry.
I was juggling my knife.
He was like that when I got here. I don't know what to tell you, Sheriff. You know?
So it's just funny.
And And it sucks because sometimes you just have to do it. You have to talk your way out of it or pay it so that you can go on with the story.
But anyways, so this question is for Native Raider, seeing as you've never played and you've heard about it from us today.
Uh-huh.
Would you play this game and recommend other people to play this game based on what you've heard?
If they're into it, if they're into a solo player type game experience, yeah, why not? For me, I probably wouldn't. Maybe if there's literally no other games to play, like multiplayer type stuff, which right now is the least of my problems. There's too many games. But if I was ever to have like some downtime or something like that, and there's just like, okay, I'm kind of burnt out on all these games, like I wouldn't mind loading up just to check it out because I know it's such a huge game and like there's such a huge community behind it, and I always hear about it, So I wouldn't be opposed to giving it a shot. But again, like I said, I had to be free. You know what I mean? I had to be completely free. Like, yeah.
I still think that says a lot about the game.
Yeah, those fans have been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 forever.
Dude, I can't remember. I know it came out a long time ago.
Well, Elder Scrolls 5? Skyrim? Yeah, Skyrim came out in 2011.
So it's been 13 years since another actual installment of Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, there's still at least 2 to 3 more years before 6 comes out.
Sounds like GTA.
Every time it's supposed to, it's the exact same thing. It's been we're making it. It'll be out in 2 or 3 years, and then when that time comes, we're not done yet, so another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
It's basically the same as GTA, and the same with the Final Fantasy VII remake. They just kept pushing it back. Hopefully, that means it's going to be a better game, but again, you never know.
Not opposed to it, man.
It's
as long as it comes out good with any game, because we've been seeing recently in the last, I'd say 5 years, maybe longer, of developers trying to rush games out, and they just come out all bad.
Can't stand it.
Like, take your time, let it happen.
That's one of my things. One of the things I hate about Call of Duty. So much. You got a new game every year. The quality of the game is just not there. Call of Duty, the money, the budget they have, Call of Duty could be so much better.
Yeah. This one's pretty good, man. You gotta give it a shot. It's not bad. I've been disappointed with Call of Duty for a long time now, but this one's got me playing it, so just give it a shot. Yeah,
I have it.
You've been grinding out those camos or what?
I just
no.
That's
fair. My son's winning, or we're tied now. I think yesterday he told me, he's like, "Oh, I got this one gold." I was like, "No!" I was like, "I gotta grind." So I think he might have took the lead on our camo race.
Yeah, I used to love Call of Duty. I used to hype Call of Duty up so much, and when I was in New Era, we were mainly a Call of Duty community. We had Call of Duty game nights. We did a lot of things, but I got so burnt on Call of Duty, especially when Cold War came out. The quality that we got with Cold War was just horrid, in my opinion. Like, it felt like you were aiming at smaller targets. Like, the actual characters look smaller, they feel smaller. The graphics were not great. It just doesn't feel like what a AAA game should be. I don't feel like Call of Duty should be considered a AAA game anymore. The quality is not there. It's just a numbers game, and like I said, one day we're gonna have that Call of Duty episode, and I'm just gonna rant for an hour about how much I hate this game. I probably we could just go back in all these episodes and clip together how much I've talked shit about Call of Duty and make a whole episode out of it.
Well, let's move to our ending stuffs. So news and updates, guys. There's not a whole lot. Pow World is one of the ones I know about, but I know a lot of games have a Halloween event through I would say probably the 5th of November. So they're mostly probably over. And by the time this recording airs, they'll definitely all be over. So sorry for mentioning that to you guys, but there are a lot of Halloween events going on right now. I know that Helldivers has been getting a lot of updates and new stuff going on with that. Are there any games you guys know of that are actively having updates that like are major outside of those two.
As far as like Halloween events, you got Throne of Liberty that's got theirs going on as well. It's called Autumn Haunted Harvest, and this goes until the 13th of November. So it's a little bit longer, which is nice. Yeah, I'm not sure on other updates, man.
Pokemon Go is having their Halloween events. Go catch some
You mean
pumpkin-shaped
that
Pikachu.
Power ripoff game?
Yeah. The audacity for them to make a game just like Power World. These guys.
Yeah. And that's one of the things. I didn't get to make it to the episode, so again, I apologize to all our listeners. The episode where we discussed the lawsuit between Power World and Pokemon, I really wanted to be a part of that. One of the things I wanted to discuss is, Nintendo is not. Nintendo's had their own share of these lawsuits. Like with have y'all heard about the Donkey Kong lawsuit?
No, but
So when Nintendo produced Donkey Kong, they were sued by Universal for copying King Kong.
That makes sense.
And Nintendo gave in. They originally had gave in. They weren't gonna continue Donkey Kong and all that. And then Universal kept pushing, and Nintendo's like, you know what? Nah, screw you, Universal. So, they countersued Universal, and they ended up winning because even though it was two giant gorillas that wrecked stuff, they argued that they were different things. And it's the same with Power World. Power World right now is fighting the same battle Nintendo fought with Universal over Donkey Kong. They might be similar, but they are two different things. And, it just boggles my mind that Nintendo thinks, oh, well, we can win this exact same lawsuit against a major company like Universal, but we're not going to allow another company to do what we did to someone else.
Haters.
So,
I will
neither
definitely
here
say
nor
the
there.
episode that I did with Beef when we talked about it from the Pokemon side, it lessened my severity of anger with Nintendo because to me the research I did made a lot of sense as far as like from a company standpoint.
It does make a lot of sense. So from what I've gathered, and I've done a little bit of research on this, a lot of it's not open to the public yet, so it's still kind of hard to figure out all the details. Like the exact details of the lawsuit are still not available, at least as of yesterday. So I know one of the things they're trying to argue is Nintendo apparently patented using a ball to catch something else.
Not even a ball. It has nothing to do with a ball or a sphere. That was something that Native and I covered on our Power podcast episode about it. Is that the patent says nothing about a sphere or a ball. It just says with the intent using an item to throw at a creature, or not even a creature. It was like to throw at a object in a undefined space. So basically throwing anything at all at anything else.
Which isn't even original to Pokemon.
Yeah. So it's
so
they've got a lot of
it's a long shot, but I think Power World, I'm honestly on the side that if Power World does have a good enough attorney, Power World's gonna come on top. They might have a little argument there with Pokemon, they might have to change a few things, but I do think Power World's gonna
realistically, even if they lose, I think based on what you said about the Donkey Kong lawsuit, I think that Nintendo might just settle for like a slap on the wrists. They'll just be like, "Oh, we did the thing. Everybody can stop telling us to sue them now."
I think it's mainly there to I think they would mainly want to do this to discourage it from happening again. I think that's going to be where it's going to lead to. They're going to try to discourage future endeavors of the same sort.
That idea, I think, would be fun if we go to like the front of the Nintendo headquarters and we build us a PAL sphere and we just play catch. Just in front of the headquarters. Just me and Ranger just toss and catch. Like, what are you gonna sue us? You gonna sue us? Look what we're doing. We're throwing things at each other. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
Even funnier to have that on like a Power Podcast YouTube or something and just record us doing that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Let's do it. We gotta buy some tickets to Japan.
You wanna spot me the $2,000 it's going to take to get me there and back?
I got you. Oh, Ranger's got us. He's rich because he knows everything. He's in school for everything, and he's gonna be a lawyer. So
no, I don't.
Oh.
You mean
No.
cowboy?
Cowboy. That's what I meant.
Cowboy is definitely not rich. He's just irresponsible. Get it right.
I did have one more update as far as like gaming goes that I just saw here, having to do with Black Ops 6, and this is recent. Like this is just a few hours ago. Treyarch had posted on Twitter. So there's been issues right now. It's the XP weekend, double XP weekend. So you're getting double XP for all kinds of things. This weekend going on right now as we're talking about this, they addressed the issue last night about some players not able to take advantage of this. They're not getting the double XP bonus and all that. So what was pretty cool about them is Treyarch decided to say that we're going to extend the double XP, double weapon XP, and double gum gobble gum earn rate until November 5th. So they're adding 2 more days? Would that be Tuesday?
Yes.
5th? Yeah, so they're adding 2 more days to it. It's pretty awesome. That's nice to see a company do that.
So yeah, by the time y'all hear this, that'll be over too.
Regardless, like I think it's kind of cool to see a
But-
company like do
but it
something
was there.
about it, not just be like, whatever, we'll fix it. And it's on you. So
I neglected to look at all of the Halloween stuff last episode because then it would still all be active for at least a day or two by the time this episode goes out. So that's my bad.
it's all good, man.
Oh,
Remember the question on
Gucci.
Power World Podcast? It was the Halloween edition. Like, yeah, we'll get to that one next. Oh, wait. And you're like, actually, we need to answer that now because next time we record, Halloween's over. Fair enough.
So our astronaut of the week, purely based on the leaderboards for the controller giveaway, because I thought it would be funny. PeepyPipe, for the second time, I believe, is our astronaut of the week.
Let's go.
Ooh, yeah, go PP.
And
She really
then,
wants that
like,
controller.
She
She's
really
expressed
does.
it. Yeah,
She
she
does.
expressed it.
does.
Seriously.
She's been private messaging me about it, like about how bad she wants it, and she sent me a picture of the controller setup she's got now, and she's got a Forza controller, and that thing is awesome. Like, and it's got its own like Forza stand.
Also, she
and
said
everything.
she told me
So yeah, it's cool.
a while ago that she had to repair her controller. Like I think she was talking about that actually in the Discord for Power Podcast, that she was asking people, how do you repair a controller? Like, do you know how to do it at home and stuff? Because she had spilled something on it, or it was just old, or whatever. Like things needed to be replaced. So, but
That is awesome.
and then shout out over to the Blueberry Lounge podcast. Our streamer of the week is one of their 3 co-hosts, Mr. Coderson. And you guys can find him at twitch.tv/c0 Derson, Derson. And
Yeah,
we
man.
will post that in our description of our show as well. But he's honestly he's a great dude. He streams and just shoots the shit, for lack of a better term, when he streams, and it's just a good time to sit there and chat with him and listen to all the stuff that he does. And he does a lot of the BBL streams too. Like he'll stream y'all's what's it called? What's the thing y'all do when you all get together and shoot each other in PvP?
Scrims?
Scrims, yeah. He'll stream a lot of y'all scrims.
Yeah,
So-
I want to get another scrim going. It'd be fun. On Black Ops 6. What do you say, Cowboy?
Maybe.
It's
Maybe.
better than a no. I'll
We'll
take
see.
it.
So yeah, we definitely give them a shout out on their Twitch. Go check out Blueberry Lounge if you haven't yet. Great guys. Our lovely native raider is on there as well.
You guys
Show him some
absolutely
love.
need to listen to episode, I want to say 32. I want to say it's 32.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
32. That's the one.
Maybe it's 34. I don't know. It's somewhere in there. It's the early 30s, or maybe it's the late 20s. I don't know. There's like a 10 episode gap there between 25 and 35. Somewhere in there, there's an episode that you absolutely have to listen to. So just go listen to those 10 episodes, and then you can start listening to their current.
Just check them all out,
Yeah,
and then you won't have to
That's
guess.
also an option.
We also got to figure out when we're going to have this sing off between yourself and Mr. Danger.
Oh, might have to do it. See, I think I'm coming down with a cold though.
Because you guys have been
Talking to
the
me.
most beautiful voices that we've heard yet when it comes to singing. So we got to do it.
So, I mean, that's pretty much it for us today, guys. You know, we thank all of our listeners. I mean, over the past few months, we have really shot up in listeners and followers, and we can't do anything but express how just deeply grateful we are for y'all. You know, we love every single one of y'all, and we thank every single one of y'all. We do this for y'all, and you know, check us out on our Spotify, on YouTube, on iHeartRadio. We do actually have listeners on iHeartRadio. I thought that'd be the one that, you know, we didn't get many people on, but we do actually have listeners on iHeartRadio. You know, show us you follow. Come join our Discord. You will get a ticket to this giveaway.
Beat out PeepyPipe.
The picture of beat out PeepyPipe. There's a picture in the giveaway channel about an estimate of what the controller is going to look like. You know, results may vary. It's a custom controller. They are making this. It's not a skin. It's not anything like that. It's an actual custom controller. So definitely come join us. Give us a follow. You'll get yourself a ticket. Invite your friends. Invite your family. Invite your neighbor's dog. We'll find a way to give them a ticket too. I don't know. They can use the controller as a chew toy. Who knows?
Dude, what if a dog did win, and instead of getting an actual controller, we got a dog chew toy in the shape of controller?
Big thoughts.
That would be awesome. I like it. One of those Kong chew toys shaped like an Xbox controller.
Have all our logos and stuff on it.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, well, thank y'all for listening to the Astronaut Arcade podcast, where we take one small step for man and one giant leap for gamer kind. And remember, Pluto is a planet.
It is indeed.